Welcome back to another edition of the Pagcast. I'm your host, Michael Pagani, joined alongside London Knights forward Max McCue. Max, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great as always. Thank you again for coming on. I know that you just finished your round of golf and you are crowned the champion today. So congratulations on that. Great news
Thank
to
you.
hear from
Thanks
you.
for having me.
Now, lots of people have turned towards Netflix during this coronavirus pandemic. What have you been doing during quarantine?
Yeah, at the start I was watching a little bit of Netflix. I got into Outer Banks. I finished that in a couple days, and I watched The Tiger King, all the new shows. But now I'm just working out in the morning, shooting pucks, going on the ice, and then I usually have the afternoons and nights to just hang out with my buddies and go on the water or play golf or do whatever.
Have you been watching any sports that have returned?
Yeah, I've been watching the golf a lot, so I'm just keeping up with that. Something to do. So,
how big is it, since you are a sports fan like all of us are, that this month is huge? You know, we have NBA returning and MLB.
Yeah, hopefully they can start soon. I'm really itching to watch that. So hopefully it starts up soon.
Let's get into your story a bit here. Who influenced you to start hockey?
Yeah, I think just my dad put me in at a young age. Coming from Sudbury, it's always cold in the winter, so just getting me out to the ODRs and playing with all my little friends and buddies. It's I really just have to give it to my dad for first putting me on skates.
So going with that, what were some of your fondest memories as a hockey player growing up?
Yeah, I think just going to the hotels with all your friends and making friendships that'll last a lifetime. I think that's huge, and obviously winning little tournaments with all your buddies growing up was something that I'll remember for the rest of my life, and friendships that I'll remember for the rest of my life as well.
Were you the type of person to play mini sticks in the hallways during your away tournaments?
Yeah, as we got older, the mini sticks stopped, but
Oh
we were
yeah, for
definitely
sure.
into mini sticks when we were little. We were definitely playing mini sticks in the hallways.
Would you be able to speak upon your road to where you are today?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just starts with, getting, like I said, my dad put me on skates when I was 3 or 4 years old, and then taking it off and running from there, and then, just playing Tyke and Adam and Pee Wee and just making friendships that like I said, will last a lifetime. And I think just that's what kept me going, was just how much fun I was having with my friends and how much fun I was having like during the winter times out on the ODRs and all that. So I think that's what really kept me going. And then obviously once I got drafted into the OHL, that was really the point where it's like, wow, okay, I'm really here. I'm going into the OHL. Like, let's start preparing, kind of thing.
Growing up in Sudbury, what NHL team did you cheer for?
I was a big Leafs fan growing up, and I'm still a huge Leafs fan. Now they got the Matthews and the Mariners, so it's a little more exciting to watch. But yeah, I've been a Leafs fan.
You know, the Leafs haven't had much success recently in the playoffs. How heartbreaking is that for you?
Yeah, Boston has our number in the Game 7, so hopefully this year, if the playoffs continue, they can beat out Columbus in the first round and get a little rematch with Boston.
Well, even if they do beat Columbus, you got to think as a fan that they just, lose every time against Boston. There's like no hope.
I still have hope. I don't know. A lot of me and my buddies are a lot of Leafs fans, so we like to watch all the games, and we go in thinking they're going to win every game, but I don't know. Hopefully.
So what did it mean for you to be drafted in the second round, in the OHL draft to the London Knights?
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously a huge accomplishment for me. It was probably the point in my hockey career where I was like, wow, okay, I'm here. Like, let's start, like I said, preparing for the OHL. And it was just an honor. Me and my family were all sitting around the TV and just hugging my parents because everything they've did for me, and my brother and sister who have been along the ride as well. Just really just taking that day in was really cool, and I won't take it for granted.
Now, you're probably playing for one of the most successful OHL franchises in, league history. What is the team history behind the London Knights mean to you?
Yeah, obviously, as soon as you get drafted to such a prestigious organization like the London Knights, it's really cool. And then when you first get there, they treat you like a pro right away, and they tell you everything you have to do to get to the next level. And I think Dale and Mark, both playing multiple years in the NHL, knows what it takes to get there. And then obviously all the players they've pumped out in the past couple of years, Marner, Kachuk, Kane, Tavares, the list goes on and on. So
You did, snipe the puck. You had 6 Genos in 34 games. What can you say as a player to elevate your game to the next level?
Yeah, I think this year was really a year for me to just grow as a player and a person. And we had a veteran team this year. We had a lot of older guys, and we're one of the top teams in the CHL. So I think just being able to crack the lineup was a feather in my cap. And I think I'm just going to get more confident as the summer goes on, have a big summer, and just take from the younger guys like Luke Evangelista, what they went through, and take little things from all the players in practice and off ice, and take everything heading into next season and just get more confident as the year goes on.
Do you think that most people forget that you attend school as well during the year, being a student athlete?
I don't know if people forget, but I'm not sure about that. I don't know. We're really lucky. We go to Blythe Academy right down the street, so the teachers and our sports staff is really good there. And London really emphasizes doing well in school. So yeah, I don't know, but I know we take school really seriously in London, and yeah.
So what would you say is a typical game day for you?
Typical game day, we'd wake up at like 8 in the morning, go to school for 8:40. Then we go to school until about 1:15. Then we'd go home. I'd usually take a nap, eat the same pregame meal, and then head to the rink for about 5 o'clock, 5:15. The game's at like 7 or 7:30. And then just doing all the little rituals and getting prepared for the game that way.
Do some of your teammates try to mess up your ritual?
No, everyone's pretty good with that. Everyone has their little rituals they do before the game, so no one really wants to mess with any of that. Some guys have some pretty superstitions, so it's no one really messes with it. No.
Is the balance of school and hockey hard for you?
No, like I said, we go to Blythe Academy right down the street, and they're really good with like balancing school and hockey for assignments and tests and stuff like that. So they make it as easy on us as possible, and we really appreciate that.
How often is your family in the building, and when they are in the building, what does it mean for you to play with them in the crowd?
Yeah, us living in Sudbury, we're a little ways away from London, but they came to a couple of away games here in Barrie or Mississauga, or closer games to Sudbury, but I'd say they're in the building for about 10, 11 games, and just sometimes I'd be sitting with them in the crowd, or sometimes I'd be on the ice, but whenever they're in the building, it's special. You don't get to see them throughout the year as much as you would if you're just living at home, obviously. So whenever I get to see them in the crowd or after the game or anything in between when they come to the billet house or anything like that, it's really special.
So what would you say is Dale Hunter's philosophy as a coach?
Yeah, as a 16-year-old, you'll learn really quick that defense first. If you can't play defense, you won't play. And that, yeah, I'd say defense first, and then just they want to win every single night. They want you to compete. They want you to come in and play every single night because they want to win.
Now, Dale did win the gold medal as coach of the 2020 World Juniors. As a player that plays under him, does that make it more exciting for you to keep playing under him?
Yeah, Dale's a really good coach, and Mark's a good GM, and Dylan and Steady. We have a really good coaching staff, and like everyone knows, London's one of the top organizations in the CHL, and there's a reason for that. Dale and Mark have really done a great job with it, and they do a really good job at preparing you to be a pro.
With you being a rookie, what did it mean for you to make the London Knights roster make the London Knights roster throughout the season because you put so much hard work in?
Yeah, the hard work in the offseason paid off by cracking the roster. Like I said, we had a very, very good team. We were really deep, and we had a lot of NHL draft picks, and we had a lot of older guys. So just to be able to crack the roster was really cool, and yeah.
Now, hypothetically speaking, you guys finished first in the Western Conference. You guys were lined up to play against Erie, the Erie Otters in the playoffs. What were some of the successes you guys had against Erie this season?
Yeah, we do a lot of video. So I think that really prepares us for each game we play against every opponent. So I think doing a lot of video and just preparation's key for us, and we do a lot of it before games, after practice, all that sort of stuff. So I think it was preparation, and we knew that Erie's a tough team to beat, and especially when we go to their barn, it's a tough barn to play in. So we knew it was a battle every night. They compete really hard, and it's a Western Conference clash every single time. And so we knew we have to come ready and compete.
Did you play in a teddy bear toss game this season?
Yeah, I played in a few teddy bear toss games. I was fortunate enough to play in the one in London, which was pretty cool, seeing, well, I don't know, 10,000 bears get flown onto the ice and cleaning them all up. That was pretty fun.
Being a rookie and having that teddy bear game as, during your rookie season, how weird is it, adjusting? Because that's the norm in the OHL or the CHL, is that, the teddy bear games happen so often. So, like, how weird was it?
Honestly, for me, it was really cool. I found it really cool. My first one ever was in Kitchener, and they scored their first goal to go up 1-0, and just to see all the bears get flown onto the ice, it was really cool. And then for it to happen to us in London, I think we lost Owen Sound that game, like 4 or 5-1, but Riggy scored the goal, and the bears flew down, and it was really cool.
What would you say is your go-to shootout move?
I think for me, it's just coming down and then being deceptive and then shooting at 5-hole. I'm a big 5-hole guy.
You guys say that some of the wickets on those goalies are just so big that it's hard to miss,
Yes, we practice a lot after practice. We do a lot of shootouts, and we do a lot of practice on moves and stuff like that. And like I said, we do a lot of video on the goalies. So sometimes it's not going 5-hole, sometimes it's deking them or shooting in a different position. But
so your teammates Luke Evangelista, like you mentioned, and Antonio Stranges are both top prospects for this year's NHL 2020 draft. What could you say on their play?
Pardon? I didn't hear that.
Antonio Stranges and Luke Evangelista are both prospects for this year's 2020 NHL entry draft. What could you say on their play?
Yeah, they're both phenomenal players. I mean, you see them night in and night out produce like they did, and I think Luke had like 62 points or something like that, and Tony had like 40 or 45. But yeah, they're both exceptional players, and I think they're both complete players. Like I said, Dale really emphasizes defense first, so they got the first year under them of learning to play the full complete game, and I think they really took that in the second year, and they both got more confident too. So it was really cool to watch them grow as a player.
We look around the world of sports, and various athletes have done some really dumb stuff off the ice. How do you make sure that the fame doesn't get to you?
Yeah, I don't know, we're a really good group of guys. I mean, when we go out, we have each other's backs, and we make sure that none of us are doing anything that would, cause attention or anything like that. So I think it's just the really good group of guys we have, and we all just have each other's back. So.
Final question here on this Pagcast with London Knights forward Max McCue. Max, do you have any advice for aspiring hockey players?
Yeah, I think just have fun with it. It flies by, and learn as much as you can from your coaches and your teammates. And I think the main thing is just working hard. Work hard and have fun, and it'll take you a long way.
Well, I'd like to thank, again, London Knights forward Max McCue for joining me on today's Pagcast. Thank you again, Max.
Hey, thanks.